eh. Pero ahí nunca le pone pero.
What's up, fellas? My bad on not uploading yesterday. I didn't get back home till mad late from my flight, so I just did some like short form content over on Twitter and over on the 2K Labs page, but y'all seem to love everything I put out. Today we're seeing the rest of the game, man. They give us fully customized dribbling animations. They give us like 6 max plus ones that don't cost any badge tokens. Like, the builder's gonna take some time to figure out, but in today's video, I wanna just run some PvP content in front of y'all. I actually got sucked into playing 1v1 a lot, so that's where most of my time was spent at Community Day. But the good news is I didn't lose a single ones game. Like, some of y'all's favorite creators got clapped. They added some defense back into the game finally. I went all year 26 not being able to bump somebody, bro. So we're back and it's not sweet anymore. The bad news is I didn't spend as much time in the My Court labbing, but other people like Choppa and I'm sure some others, they spent, you know, a good chunk of their time in it. When the full game drops, we're gonna be in the My Court lab, and the dribble moves, the combinations are endless, bro. You can be the dribble god, the standstill dribbler, you can be the pro play guy, you can mix those gameplays together, you can be the glitch dribble guy or the glide dribble guy like Steezo and Hezzy like to do. You can dribble however way you want, and defense being in the game, it makes it a lot more fun as well. I'm sure you guys see the popular height by now will probably most likely be the small guards this year, because the burst on bigs or burst on taller guards are a bit wonky right now. It's the only thing I'm worried about, but I'm waiting till I lab some more before I worry too much. You can see tall guards are still moving just fine. Tall guards just didn't have that dribble style that I saw to really like go, you know, it was a little weird. But tall guards do come with their benefits. But I wanted some full, like not clipped, not chopped up PvP footage to be somewhere online for y'all to really see how the gameplay was without any edits. So thank y'all for being here. I'll make a more in-depth dribbling and build videos soon. I'm just super tired still, man, catching up. So love y'all boys.
Pero se mueven rápido, de verdad, oíste. Sí. A mí me curaba el cubano, loco. Dice el cubano, oye, esta es la misma mierda. Y dice, oye, tirando de lejos, dice el loco, diablo. Ahora es que defiende de lejos, de half court. Media cancha entera. Del diablo, loco. En verdad, el juego está embullado hasta que salga GTA. Pero di que, no, es la misma mierda. Todo el mundo le está poniendo tapón y de todo. Yo en verdad me voy a hacer el jugador que tengo en la 26. Y a lo que yo veo, creo que ellos agarran y tienen más, como está en 25 de overall, pues te dan más opciones a subirle. O sea que si el jugador tuyo tenía un ejemplo 73 de robo, tú ahora le puedes poner 85 y vas a seguir haciendo lo normal. Lo que sea así, entonces yo con todos esos jugadores que tengo rotos, loco, tú estás loco. Me hago el 6-7, 6-7, 6-6. Más el 6-6, en verdad, ese está más maduro. El chamaquito por lo menos hizo parle el jugador del más o menos bueno. Que veo también, la defensa está todo, pero lo bueno de este juego siempre va a ser ofensivo, en verdad. O sea, que hace los jugadores ofensivos más que el diablo. Traes. Yo te dije que tú te puedes hacer jugador que tú te hiciste en la 24, ¿oíste? El rebotico. Tú te lo puedes hacer ese jugador y va a estar más duro ahora. Sí. Le pones rebote y tira de 3, de saquete y robo y de todo. Y vaina es que la gente se hace los mismos jugadores, me pesa. No voy a ser un jugador medio completo, ¿sí? Y que no tenga defensa aquí se lo va a llevar el diablo, en verdad. Todo el mundo mete y donkea, todo el mundo hace de todo. Esto me gusta, que tenga rebote. La animación de los dribbling de Curry es para jugar con pick. También la de eso no me mueve. Bebite, yo te dije a ti, los varones no tienen cabello. Los mismos cabellos de Toy Duque, oye, de 17 tengo yo viendo los mismos cabellos. Ustedes saben, chay, que hacerse una mujer. Hace una mujer y pónganle el cabello largo y de todo con gorra, de todo. Y pelen la calva. Yo tengo una mujer calva, loco. Una morena 7'4", 7'3" calva. Calva, prieta. Chacho, eso es una para el diablo. Es una fresita blanquita y de todo. ¿Cómo tú lo vas a hacer? ¿No lo vas a comprar en el eso? No, lo que pasa es se pueden comprar el de Play. Pero es que entonces es una de dos. Si la compran en el mío no te la va a poder pasar. Pero se puede mirar. Es que ve con cuánto se sube un jugador. Porque al final, como quiera, si tú lo compras en uno y hay que comprarle más dinero, es lo mismo que comprar otro juego. Ahora, si el jugador sube con 100, pues mejor se compren los dos. Digo yo, así ya. Te puse un gameplay, fue.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about all-around 6'7" builds. Builds that are going to be able to unlock contact dunks, elite shooting in the mid-range and three-point area, unlocking all of the dribble moves and the dribble style you're going to want, with solid defense, and also unlocking 4 takeover abilities, and one of them being the most OP takeover in the game, that being airspace. We got a couple different versions and a lot to talk about in this video to share what is possible on these 6'7" builds and why I think they're going to be a great hype for builds in NBA 2K27. So drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and let's get this video started. With NBA 2K27 being new to all of us, you're going to need help with the best animations and jump shots. And NBA2KLab.com as you KLab.com and use code HH at checkout. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Henry, aka Double H, back at it with yet another banger. And hey, we're going to be going over my 6'7" build I made. This is probably my personal favorite build I made at y'all know I like to make an ISO build in 2-4. But regardless of what you're making it for, whether you want to make it a point guard, a shooting guard, whatever, you can obviously adjust the stats around. This is really just to give you an idea of what kind of 6'7" build you can make for NBA 2K27. So I'm not necessarily telling you to make this specific build. I'm kind of just showing you the build I made as the 6-7, and you can kind of get an idea of what you can get away with, okay? Now, I will say with 2K27 builds, you don't really get as much compared to 2K26 in terms of like badges and some other stuff. So, because you got to unlock badge tokens, there's even cap breakers, and you're not starting with any, but we're definitely gonna build, with cap breakers in mind, because you're obviously gonna unlock some pretty early on, of course. But yeah, we're going with Hannes left, jersey number 1, but messing around, the tallest point guard build you can make is 6'7". So if you want to make a 6'8", you got to be a shooting guard. And something I noticed with messing around the builder is if you want a 92 perim eventually on your build with a 6'8", you're not getting a high 3-pointer with that. Like, most 3 you're getting is an 86 if you want a 92 perim when it comes to this wingspan adjustment. So that's a big thing they changed with the 6'8s, is you're not just going to be able to get 92 perim high 3-pointer too. Like, no, you're gonna get a lower 3 than that compared to 2K26. So that's one thing they changed. So if you want to get eventually a 92 perim and a good 3 ball, you're gonna have to make a 6'7". Not only that, but if you notice when you're looking at 6'8s, you max speed ball you're getting is 80. Okay, and Zach LaVine dribble style is at 83 speed with ball. So, I heard Scoot Henderson dribble style's decent for 80 speed with ball, but yeah, if you want Zach LaVine dribble style, hey, you can't make a 6'8". You're gonna have to make a 6'7". So that's another reason why I was looking at. Not only that, but if you want a high handles for days, which you might need with the bumps in this game, you're gonna have to go with a higher ball handle, which is gonna be at 6'7". Or if you want SGA double flick escape, then you're gonna need the 92 perim, high 3-pointer too. Like, no, you're gonna get a lower 3 than that compared to 2K26. So that's one thing they changed. So if you want to get eventually a 92 perim and a good 3 ball, you're gonna have to make a 6'7". Not only that, but if you notice when you're looking at 6'8s, you max speed ball you're getting is 80. Okay? And Zach LaVine dribble style is at 83 speed with ball. So, and I heard Scoot Henderson dribble style's decent for 80 speed with ball, but yeah, if you want Zach LaVine dribble style, hey, you can't make a 6'8". You're gonna have to make a 6'7". So that's another reason why I was looking at. Not only that, but if you want a high handles for days, which you might need with the bumps in this game, you're gonna have to go with a higher ball handle, which is gonna be at 6'7". Or if you want SGA double flick escape, then you're gonna need the 91 ball handle, which is gonna be at 6'7". So I ended up going with 6'7", and this is the first build I made with the 6'7". This is the first version. I'm gonna show multiple versions, talk about it and stuff. Now with the weight, I was kind of messing around with that as well. And then this is my first time in the actual attribute screen, right? And the first thing I did was go with that 80 or that 93 pointer, okay? And I was messing around, throwing the dunk to 87 because I know, or 89 because I know contacts are 89, 78. That's silver posterizer, and I want contacts on my build, of course. And automatically, I was like putting stats up like it was 2K26. I went 92 perim, 91 steal. Look, I'm already at 93 overall. I just got my ball handle to 86. Speed with ball, I just put to an 80, not really thinking, just kind of assuming, right? 65 passes, I'm like, oh my God, I'm already at 97 overall. I'm trying to get my vertical for the contact dunks. And boom, I can't even upgrade anything.
No, mira, un 6'8", ve, con los mismos donkeos, los mismos tiros de dos, la misma defensa.
Exactly 92 perim. There's not a badge you get at exactly a 91 steal. I don't even have any rebounding. I don't have pass sack. I don't have speed and agility. I don't have block. I don't have interior. When you're making your 2K26 build, 27 build, you can't just make your 2K26 build. The badges are different. You see, like, look at the thresholds. Like, it's 91 perim, 80 agility for steal, which is kind of like clamps this year. Or for steal, I think it's 93 steal, and then there's 83 steal. Like, those are the little thresholds,
yo no me acuerdo qué Duque fue.
You gotta make sure
para que ustedes sepan lo que están haciéndose sus jugadores. No se lleven de los youtubers y que metiendo todo su cuarto en el primer jugador. Déjame contarles esa historia rápido. Oye, yo me acuerdo que yo agarré, me hice un jugador de ellos y le metí como $100 al jugador y de todo. Chacho. el jugador más malo, ni ellos ni ellos ni ellos mismos hicieron ese jugador que subieron, bro.
So I was gonna go the heaviest weight I can get while trying to get 83 speed with ball, and also maybe trying to look at that 70 O board to get the rebounding badge that you need. Sync Crasher, so you get those crazy Superman animations. You get at 70 O board, you get silver. So I was like, okay. Now keep in mind, I'm just doing that because of the twos. Like a lot of y'all, if you're playing 2 guard and pro am or something, you want to make a 6-7, like you not upgrading O board, right? But yeah, looking back at the build, this is what we got, right? I also wanted to look at what animations I need. I was looking at the badges at first, but we need to see what these animations unlocks are. So I saw contact dunks is the same. You know, got 87.75, 89.78 for the off one contacts. Then I was looking at moves and Zach LaVine dribble style. You need an 83 speed with ball. Paul George escape. You need an 86 ball handle. So you can't just go 85 like last year. SGA double flick escape. You can't have a low ball handle like you could last year, or a lower ball handle like you could last year and get it. No, you need a 91 ball handle. Yeah, you got to look at those moves. Think about what moves you want and make sure you can even get those, because the stats are different for those. But luckily, you can look at all that stuff in the builder. I was even looking at takeovers, and Deep Bomber takeover isn't a thing anymore. It's called zip code. And if you want it, you can't have a 93 like last year. You got to have a 91-3. But I saw Shot Artist as a shooting takeover at 89 3 or mid-range, and that's just like a fading takeover, like any fades, mid-ranges, threes, and I honestly really like that as a takeover. So I was chilling without getting the 91-3. Like I'm fine getting the 89, especially in season 1, because fades were looking good when it comes to theater gameplay and stuff. So I was fine with just, you know, settling with Shot Artist, because you're gonna see when you make your builds, like you can't really just get away with all these stats like you may have with the cap breakers last year, or even just on a 6-8 in general last year. But yeah, especially with no cap breakers. Anyway, so this was me adjusting the build around after learning what I learned. So I went 85 per M because that's where you get silver seat belt depending on your agility. So I put my agility up, got silver seat belt. Then we look at the steel. You need an 83 steel for silver glove. Or if you don't care about silver glove and you just want silver interceptor, you can go 77 steel, which I'm honestly fine with after seeing the gameplay. Like there's not a lot of blitzes right now, so it's what it is. So then I just upgraded my speed to upgrade it. I don't know what speed or agility we're exactly gonna need. Like we're obviously gonna have to play the game to figure that out. High flying deniers at 68 block. The paint patroller is 70 block and 61 interior, or was it 60? I think it's 60 interior for paint patroller. Yeah, 60 interior. So I went ahead and got that really quick. And then I also wanted, you know, some other stats, but right now the defense is like looking good enough, right? Like it's not, I don't have anything crazy, but it's like what I need for the certain badges, right? And I went down to 87 dunks, 75 vertical, so I can still get contacts like you could last year, but like I don't have the 89, 78 contacts. And I also have an 89 3-pointer for that takeover and the badges. And I have an 87 mid-range for the silver fading badge called Smooth Operator, because you can't get the same badges you want at mid-range with 3-pointer. Like, you know how last year you upgrade mid-range, you get set shot specialist, and that works for threes too. Like, no, they're separate mid-range badges and they're separate 3-point badges. So if you want to be a mid-range shooter and a 3-point shooter, you got to upgrade both. You know what I mean? So if you don't upgrade one or the other, you're not gonna have the badges for them, and you're not gonna be shooting as well from that area. Okay, I went 70 pass sack, and I'm messing around with that because, you know, I'm on the 2, so I don't need a crazy high pass sack. And this is me just messing around with the stats, seeing what I can get away with. Once again, this is my second attempt at making this 6-7. The first attempt, I didn't even know the badge thresholds or the animation thresholds. After learning them, this is me adjusting it. So I was going for the O board, getting that 60 to get Crasher and Bronze Sink Snatcher. I couldn't get this 70. You know, I'm already at 98 overall. So I'm trying to see even what extra stats I could possibly get right here. I went up to 82 agility just to get it, because once again, I don't know how much speed, how much agility we're even gonna need. I even got all the way to 87 speed for gold hash, but it's not really gonna help me on the 2s. But of course, if you're playing 5s and you're on the running the break on a 2 guard, that badge is gonna be really important. Then I just upgraded interior just for the stats, which, hey, you might want to upgrade that interior just for the stats, or else you're going to be getting yammed on like crazy in 2K27. So I even got up to a 65 in tier, which is not too bad. And right now, like, this is what a 6-7 build is really looking at basically 99 overall. And I want you to notice, I don't even have a stat in the 90s, which, like, a lot of y'all would look at that and be like, damn, that's trash. But like, bro, this is what you can get away with in 2K27. You're not gonna have, at least with no cap breakers, I feel like this is pretty good getting away with this with 0 cap breakers. But you're gonna see what I end up making with just a couple cap breakers in mind. And once we unlock some badge tokens, some cap breakers, you're definitely gonna be able to make some crazy builds here. Now I'm going over the badges and how much badge tokens I get in each slot. So I have 8 finishing, 13 playmaking, 1 rebound, 17 shooting, 8 defense, and 8 physical. Now those change based off your height. That's what changes that the most. And also how much each badge costs in terms of badge tokens changes on your height, and also a little bit about what you're upgrading. So limitless range on silver isn't going to cost the same on a 6'2" than a 6'8". You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's kind of like 2K23 in a sense when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, obviously if you wanted free throw, if you play 5s, you got to upgrade that and lower something else. If you want more pass sack because you want to play PG on this build on the 5s or the 3s, then you might have to upgrade that and lower something else. Or, you know, if you play 2s, then this is fine for me, right? Or if you play 1s, then you don't need any pass sack, you don't need any rebounding, take that off, right? Or if you want to do a little bit of everything in every game mode, then just adjust it to your liking. But this was for my liking, right? And these are the badges and stats I ended up going with on my first version of the 6-7, right? This is no cap breakers in mind, y'all. So we do get contacts, we get the shooting badges, and we get the animations we want, we get the Zach LaVine dribble style, we get the defensive badges that we can get away with the attributes we have at hand. And we have like decent speed and agility to start the year, enough vertical for the contacts, and then just 60 board just to get some kind of rebounding badges. And the build name we end up getting is a 2-way bucket chaser. So our weaknesses, it says, is ball dominant with little passing ability because we have a 70 pass sack, and then opponents win most physical matchups because I don't have strength. But I don't plan on upgrading strength. I mean, I know some of y'all in the comments gonna be tweeting about that because y'all love strength, but I never put strength on my builds. It's just not something I want to do, unless maybe I was like a lockdown or something. But I'm not going for a lockdown build. But yeah, here's the screen when it comes to the badge tokens. I mean, I get a lot of y'all are gonna be super confused, but even I was a little confused. But this is just me messing around with it. I'm gonna go more into depth with it and what I equipped when it comes to like the next build I make. But you basically, yeah, I put on my tokens and stuff. I put on some of the takeovers I unlocked. I unlocked shot artist takeover. I unlocked airspace finishing takeover, which is really good if you watch the gameplay video. Playmaking, I got blurred takeover unlocked on this build. And then I got glue defensive takeover, and then just the default rebounding takeover. So a lot of builds, you know, get 2 default takeovers. So I actually get 4 takeover abilities with this build, which is pretty crazy, to be honest. You know, a lot of builds only would only get 3 takeover abilities. We get 4, so definitely a very good all-around build. That's a good sign of that. All right, now it's time to make my official build for 2K20. I think this is like, I'm gonna base my actual build I start on 2K27 with based off this. So y'all know I'm a 2s player. I'm gonna, you know, keep some cap breakers in mind. I didn't even show you the cap breaker screen on the first build I made. So now I'm going into this build thinking about cap breakers. So we're gonna go 6-7 point guard. Once again, if you want to make this build the 2 or the 3, depending on what you're trying to do with the build, of course you could do that. I'm not telling you to make the build exactly. I'm just showing you what I did. I cannot stress that enough. Anyways, so yeah, well, the first thing I do is upgrade my 3-pointer to an 89 because we want that shot artist takeover, and then the 87 mid-range for silver smooth operator, and that also gives us gold set and fire at 89.3. We get the fading 3-point badge at silver. We get silver limitless range. We get the fading silver mid-range badge and the gold standing still badge. So the gold stand still shooting badges and the silver fading badges. And then with the driving dunk, I went ahead and put that to 87 to start, just to get contacts, silver post riser. I also wanted some good speed. I'm not trying to be slow out here. So originally I just upgraded to 82 speed, 81 agility, and then, you know, 85 speed. And, you know, we're just upgrading slow at a time. Okay, we're not finished with the build. 75 vertical to get the contact dunks that we need. The off 2 contact dunk. 85 prim for that silver seatbelt badge. 77 steel for silver interceptor. Not going for that silver glove just yet. Then 68 dunk is going to give us, or 68 dunk, 68 block is going to give us high flying denier. So I go to that, and then 70 for the paint patroller, and then 60 for the paint patroller, and then I just go extra 65 interior just to get it, because you know you might need it in this game. And that might not, that's honestly probably not even enough. 60 O board to get the bronze rebounding badges. 86 ball handle to get the drill moves we want with Paul George escape. 83 speed ball to get Zach LaVine dribble style. 70 pass act to get silver dimer, and just to be able to get some decent passes on the twos. You know, that's really all you need on the twos. Obviously, depending on what game mode you play, what position you're playing, you're probably gonna want to lower something, upgrade that. Maybe if you want free throw, I put 40 standing dunk just to get the animation. You know, on wide open standing dunks, I'll have some kind of green window. So, but in hindsight, I'd like to have a way higher standing dunk, but you're gonna see what I end up doing with the cap breakers. But yeah, this is what I made originally, right? Like, this is the first build we made, and you're gonna see this is the cap breaker screen for this build. So our cap breakers are pretty bad, I'd like to say. You know, besides the steel, you know, maybe we can get to that 83 steel to get silver glove with 3 cap breakers on that, or maybe we upgrade the pass act, and you know, we get that to like 83 pass act. And but look at, like, everything else is just like +1 for the most part. You know, the interior is good cappers. So I was like, okay, what can I save? Like, also we could get 91 ball handle with +5 cappers, but I was like, okay, what can I save attributes on? And maybe start out with another stat that I would like the 91 ball handler per se, and see what I can get away with. So I went back to the builder, adjusted some things around, and I went down on the mid-range. I went to 79 mid-range. So, because I still am going to get that 87 mid-range for silver smooth operator, but we went down to 87 or 79 mid-range. I went up to 70 O board to get that silver sink snatcher for rebounding. And then I went down the interior defense to 60. And then right here, you know, I got 70 interior. I got 85 agility, but with the lower mid-range with the 70 O board. And I could do this, you know, the 10 cap breakers, I'd have the 87 mid-range and the 91 ball handle, but I'm like, okay, I'm probably not gonna get 10 cap breakers early. So let me adjust this agility. Let me adjust this interior defense. Let me adjust this rebounding, see what I can get away with to try to get this 91 ball handle off rip. And this is what I ended up going with. So you see, I don't have the 40 standing dunk anymore. I don't have the 85 agility anymore. I don't even have the 85 perim anymore. I have the 65 interior still. I only have the 60 O board. And now I get the 91 ball handle off rip to get that SGA escape and to get higher handles for days. And looking at my cap breakers, I can still get like 83 pass. Like, I can get a high interior. I can get the 85 prim. I can get an 83 steel. And then I can get an 87 mid-range with 5 cap breakers on the mid-range. So if I were to start with 5 cap breakers, I would just put my 87 mid-range to the test. I get the Paul George escape, I get the SGA escape, I get the Zach LaVine dribble style, and I get gold handles for days now, which eventually I get +2 and get legend handles for days on a 6-7. And this build was ended up calling a hash sinker slasher. So taking a look at the first build compared to the second build, honestly, I would probably go with the first build just because I get the 40 standing dunk, I get the extra perimeter defense, and I get the extra +1 agility, and I could still get the 91 ball handle with the same amount of cappers with the +5, right? And then I also start with the mid-range off rip, and like, oh, I don't start with the SGA, like, I'll be fine. But if I want to start with the SGA, I'd go with the other build. But yeah, very similar builds, pretty similar outcomes. This is the next build, but you kind of lose a little stats with the perim, with the agility, and with the standing dunk, but then you get to the ball handle off rip, and then you can cap break the mid-range. So I feel like regardless, both these, I mean, the first build literally gets everything you would want with just 5 cappers. You know, you get all the dribbles you want, you have a high ball handle, high handles for days, you get this LaVine dribble style, you get all the shooting badges for mid-range and 3-pointer, you get the contact dunks, you get solid defense, you have some kind of rebound, and then you have the physicals needed outside of strength. Now, taking a look at the badge tokens, this is where it's confusing, but I'm just going to show me putting on the badge tokens. But basically how this works, y'all, and at the time you're seeing I'm doing it wrong, but you're gonna see I do it wrong. But the first thing you want to do is put on your fuse badges. And when you put on your fuse badges, those are gonna be badges that you just get for free. You don't have to spend tokens on them. So let's say I put on like handles for days +1, and eventually you're gonna see I get +2, so I can get legend handles for days at one point. But let's say I get like Hall of Fame handles for days from gold to Hall of Fame, and then I want to put a reaction badge on that. So the reaction badge can be like lightning launch, and that can go from silver to gold. So when I'm activating handles for days a lot, lightning launch is going to go from silver to gold, and handles for days just starts the game at Hall of Fame. Does that make sense? So if you want the fuse badges that you equip to be badges that activate a lot, because then you're going to get reaction badges that go up. Okay, now the reaction badges are going to cost you tokens. You have to have those actually equipped. Fuse badges, you don't have to spend tokens on, they're just for free. And then of course you have a certain amount of badge tokens in each category, with finishing, playmaking, rebounding, shooting, defense, and physicals, mostly based off your height. And you also have a certain amount of badge slots too, but you can add badge tokens and badge slots. And apparently you can also, unlock badge tokens and badge slots through, rep, levels, crews, challenges, and all that good stuff. So you're gonna unlock more of those. And these are kind of just the badges I was putting on at first. They allowed us 3 badge slots or bonus badge slots and 12 bonus badge tokens. So that's what I ended up putting on. Let me know what y'all think of the 6-7s in NBA 2K27. I'm sure y'all gonna have to look at some other builds, because don't compare it to 2K26, because this is a completely different builder. Okay, you're not gonna be able to get away with same things you were getting away with in 2K26. But I think 6-7 is my favorite height when it comes to some kind of ISO build in 2K27. Yeah, let me know in the comments what y'all thought. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. We're gonna have other build videos on the channel. Make sure to go check them out. If you haven't checked out the gameplay breakdown video, go check that out. It's your boy Henry, aka Double H. No matter, y'all.
We did it again, y'all. We made the first 6'8" build in NBA 2K27 that has 0 weaknesses. This build gets an 89 3-point rating as well as an 87 mid-range, because if y'all don't know, 3-point and mid-range badges are completely separate this year. So with these stats, not only do we have access to Legend Set and Fire, Hall of Fame Limitless Range, and Hall of Fame Art Cadence, but we also get access to the new best shooting takeover in the game, which is Shot Artist, a takeover that allows you to hit every single fade, open or contested. And we can't forget about having the ability to get Hall of Fame Smooth Operator for all my midi faders out there who want to cheese on a 6'8" high wingspan build. Pair that insane shooting ability with an 87 driving dunk and a 78 vertical to not only unlock Silver Posterizer with the ability to get it to Hall of Fame, but also unlock the new best finishing takeover called Airspace. The takeover that was allowing 6'4", 84 overall Ja Morant to dunk on every single center in the league on Hall of Fame difficulty. Yeah, you get that takeover on a 6'8" build with a 6'9" wingspan. RIP anybody who tries to meet you in the paint. But we're nowhere near done. You also get a maxed out ball handle and a maxed out speed with ball at 86 and 80, just like last year, which not only gives you access to Hall of Fame lightning launch with a max +2, but also allows you to put on all the best dribble moves for 6'8" builds in the game. And if the build has 0 weaknesses, it's got defense. We have an 85 perimeter defense, a 77 steal, which is the new cutoff for Silver Interceptor, Gold Interceptor now being a 90 rating needed instead of an 85, so 77 is the perfect cutoff point, a 78 block for Silver High Flying Denier, and a 60 interior defense for Bronze Paint Patroller. And to top it all off, we have an insane 87 speed and 85 agility to unlock Gold Flash and Gold Workhorse. And the last thing we did was give ourselves just enough rebounding to unlock Bronze Rebounding badges, forcing 2K to give us an A grade in every single category and literally tell us that our 0 cap breaker build has no weaknesses to report. Now, if you're confused about any of the takeovers, badges, or ratings I just mentioned, don't worry, I'm gonna break down the entire builder in this video. But first, here is a PlayStation and Xbox gift card for my Noti game. And here's the winner of the NBA 2K27 giveaway from my last video. If you want to win NBA 2K27 for free, all you have to do is subscribe with notifications on and comment what build height you want to see me do next. I'm not gonna lie, right after I drop this video, I'm also dropping a build height that nobody is talking about, that at 0 cap breakers is better than the 6'11" speed boosting demigod builds that we had running all over the place on NBA 2K26. So yeah, make sure to look out for that. But for right now, let's get into this build. Alright, a couple things you need to know about this builder. First off, your minimum wingspan 6'8" builds, you're not making those no more. Well, at least not not if you care about your perimeter defense rating and your driving dunk rating. Because in NBA 2K27's builder, when you lower the wingspan on the common taller guard build heights, aka 6'6", 6'7", and 6'8", the lower your wingspan, the less your perimeter defense and driving dunk can be. And the rumor going around town is that perimeter defense completely determines your contest this year. On NBA 2K26, your block rating determined your jump contest. The rumor floating around at Community Day is that now it is completely your perimeter defense. Don't take that part as fact. I'm gonna have to confirm with some people later, but lowering your wingspan 100% lowers your driving dunk and your perimeter defense rating now. The second thing you need to know about NBA 2K27's builder is that it's basically NBA 2K26's builder, but heavily nerfed. Now that sounds crazy, but just hear me out. 2K made a lot of subtle changes to slightly nerf builds. So for example, like I said, if you lower your wingspan, you lose out on perimeter defense and driving dunk. Another slight nerf just like that, but for center builds, is that now for center builds, you have to go defensive rebound and offensive rebound to get all of the rebounding badges you want. Because the rebounding badges are split into offensive rebounding badge and defensive rebounding badge. Whereas on NBA 2K26, you could just go a 98 defensive rebound and an 80 offensive rebound, and your rebounding badges would be perfectly fine because you hit the threshold on one of those ratings. This year, I'm not gonna lie, my centers out there, you're probably gonna have to go a 95 defensive rebound and a 93 offensive rebound to get all of the badges you want. And as you can imagine, that costs a ton of attributes. So basically what I'm trying to say is don't try to compare your 2K26 build to your 2K27 build, because if you do, you are gonna think that your build is trash, when in reality for 2K27 standards, it's probably really good. Now there is one build height that I found that completely ignores all of these nerfs, and I'm gonna drop that build right after this video, but I wanted to set the baseline for y'all first so you completely understand the builder, and then I could show y'all what I believe to be the craziest zero cap breaker build I have ever made. Now the last things you need to know before we get into this build are the changes to the takeovers and which takeovers are the best. For the new best shooting takeover, all you need is an 89 3-point rating, that takeover being Shot Artist, which allows you to green fades like they're wide open layups. If you want deep range takeover, aka zip code, it is not a 90 3-point rating requirement, but instead it is a 91, which means to get that on a 6'8" build, you have to sacrifice some of your defense or some of your driving dunk, both of which I was not willing to do for this specific build. I wanted to throw that in there before we make the build because I knew I was going to get 1,000 comments saying, yo Grandin, why didn't you go 90 to get zip code takeover? It is actually 91, and the negatives like losing out on my 78 block, losing out on certain contact dunk animations, losing out on some perimeter defense rating outweighed my want for zip code takeover, especially because we have the most competitive option in Shot Artist at 89 3-point rating. And the last thing I need to mention is that Hall of Fame badges cost an arm and a leg in the builder. The reason for that being is that there are no legend badges you can get in the builder anymore. Instead, to get legend badges, you have to use your max +1 and max +2s, which by the way, you are going to be given 12 max +1s and 4 max +2s throughout your time playing NBA 2K27. So keep that in mind when you're making your builds. I'm going to be telling you what badges I'm going to put in each slot as we go through this. Okay, I'm sorry for the yap fest, but I didn't want to just get on here and start naming numbers and y'all have no idea what they mean. Hopefully that was helpful. Now let's get into this build. As I mentioned before, the first thing we did was go an 89 3-point rating and an 87 mid-range. I truly believe an 87 mid-range is the sweet spot for smooth operator. To get it to gold, you would have to go a 93, which would cost a ton of attributes, and my plan is to max +1 this midi fading badge to get it to gold, and then max +2 limitless range and set and fire to get them on Hall of Fame and legend. The next thing I did was upgrade my ball handle to an 85, my speed with ball to an 80, and my pass accuracy to a 71. Why? Because I was stuck in the 2K26 builder mindset where 71 pass accuracy was silver dimer, but on 2K27 it is 70 pass accuracy. I also went an 85 ball handle at first because I thought that I could save some attributes by not going gold ankle breaker badge, but I found out later that nearly every single dribble move I want to equip on this build requires an 86 ball handle. So obviously I went 86 ball handle. My plan is to max +1 my handles for days for gold. If stamina is really a problem, I'll use one of my max +2s, but right now I'm only using 2 max +2s, so I want to save them as much as I can. So at first we're gonna rock gold handles for days, and instead we're gonna max +2 our lightning launch to get it to Hall of Fame just like NBA 2K26, putting us now at 3 max +2s out of our max 4 total. After that I went to my driving dunk and put it to 87, and I went to my vertical and put it at 78. Now granted, around, and why would you do that? The dunk packages are 87 and 75 for the first dunk package, which is Pro Contact Dunks off 2, and then the second one is 89 driving dunk and a 78 vertical for Pro Contact Dunks off 1. My reasoning for only going an 87 driving dunk instead of an 89 is I wanted places to put my cap breakers as I earn them. When you hit level 40, you're gonna get a cap breaker, and when you hit rookie 6, you're gonna get a cap breaker. Both of those I'm going to instantly put on my driving dunk to unlock Pro Contact Dunks off of 1 very early in the game. And as of right now, until we see how needed Posterizer is, I'm only going to max +1 Posterizer to gold. Because from what I've seen at Community Day, dunking is already super overpowered even with bronze. So I'm not even sure Hall of Fame is even needed. Obviously that could change before the game comes out. So I'm going to put on gold and we're going to test it out from there. Now my favorite part about this build, despite having insane offensive ratings in ball handle, speed with ball, 3-point mid-range, and driving dunk, we still get an 85 perimeter defense, giving us access to Hall of Fame Challenger with our final Max +2 badge, as well as gold pick dodger and gold seatbelt with our Max +1 badges, a 77 steal which gives us silver interceptor which is going to be gold with another Max +1 badge. By the way, the reason we're going silver interceptor instead of gold is gold interceptor is now a 90 rating instead of 85. I'm telling you, all of the badges got a boost because there are no legend badges, so they are very expensive in the builder. You're better off going these budget ratings and increasing them with your Max +1s and Max +2s. A 78 block rating which gives us silver high flying denier, which again we're gonna Max +1 to get it to gold. We'll probably Max +1 our paint patroller as well to get that to silver. That'll be our 7th Max +1 out of 12, so we have 5 left. And then finally, the craziest part about the build is we have an 87 speed and an 85 agility, both of which are able to be cap breaker to 89, making us an insanely fast 6'8" build. And we are gonna Max +1 our flash, workhorse, and slippery off ball to Hall of Fame, leaving us with 2 Max +1 badges left. And then to finish off our 0 weakness 6'8" build, we went a 67 defensive rebound to get bronze possession closer, which is the defensive rebounding badge, and bronze sink snatcher, which increases your rebounding ratings when you green your rebound timing. Finishing off one of the most all-around 6'8" builds I have ever seen. This is exactly what I want out of a day 1 build. Literally, no matter how hard or easy NBA 2K26 is, you don't have to worry about it with this build. You have access to the best moves in the game for this height. No matter what you do, the best you can get on a 6'8" is an 86 ball handle. You have an 89 3-point rating and an 87 midi, giving you access to the best takeover in the game, as well as the best shooting badges in the game at Legend and Hall of Fame in Limitless Range and Set and Fire. Not to mention you also have access to Hall of Fame Fading Midi badge if you really want it. Now let's say shooting is ridiculously hard and dunking is overpowered. Well, congratulations, you have an 87 driving dunk and a 75 vertical, which means you already have access to contact dunks. Not only that, but you have access to the best finishing takeover in the game that makes every time you dunk a contact dunk that is nearly impossible to not green. And then on the defensive side of things, you have perfectly min-max stats for a day 1 build, where your contests are good, you're super fast on and off the ball, and because of your height and wingspan, you can guard every position 1 through 5, I guess, unless you're trying to guard a 7'4", which if you are, good luck, because those builds are gonna be insane. I'm dropping one later, by the way, subscribe with notifications on. But genuinely, I've never seen a day 1 build that is so beginner friendly, but at the same time can compete with the best, that gets such all-around stats with 0 cap breakers in mind. Literally, you could never earn a cap breaker the entire time of NBA 2K27 and you would be fine playing on this build. Cap breakers are just going to boost what you're already doing. Think about it, our cap breakers are going to go on driving dunk, we're just going to get more contact dunk animations. Our cap breakers are going to go on speed and agility, we're just going to be a little bit faster. Our cap breakers are going to go on perimeter defense, we're already clamping with our 85. And one thing I love about our cap breaker spread is we can actually get an insanely high post control and standing dunk, even though we're starting at a 51 and a 47 rating, because we got the glitch cap breakers on these by complete accident. And if you're a fan of more pass accuracy, you can also get break started by putting cap breakers on your pass set. But yeah, when I was making this build, I was literally talking to Clutch and I was like, bro, what are they gonna say I have weaknesses on for this build? And lo and behold, they said I had absolutely 0 weaknesses because the build does not. We also get access to my favorite jump shot from NBA 2K26 Season 1, which is base Matt Ryan, release 1 Oscar Robertson, release 2 Baluba, 100% release speed, 5 ticks above push, and the blending is 65% Robertson, 35% Baluba. I was using this jump shot in the my court against Clutch, and it felt the exact same as NBA 2K26. If y'all don't know, rhythm shooting feels completely different this year. Honestly, I recommend that you button shoot. I think you'll have an easier time button shooting than you do rhythm shooting this year. But yeah, I was button was shooting with this jump
los
shot, it was
cabellos de
chicken.
esa-
It
de
felt
esa
the exact
blanca.
same. I can't wait to be a bun
Esa
shooter
no,
again,
eso
just
se
like I
ve
was on
rarísimo.
2K26
Pero
first
está
couple
heavy,
weeks
moño.
before we all found
Yo
out that
pensé
rhythm
que iban
shooting
a
was
dar.
completely broken, and you could green shots with your eyes closed. I also tried out a couple dribble moves, especially James Harden dribble style, which a lot of people are saying is the best dribble style in the game for tall guards now. If y'all don't know, Zach LaVine dribble style takes, I think, a 91 rating to get now. So no more tall guards getting that one. It's only a small guard dribble style now, which I don't even think the small guards are going to use because there's better ones for small guards. But yeah, James Harden felt really good. These dribble moves aren't honestly the best. I was barely testing them out, but they felt decent. A lot of the moves are the same. Like Paul George escape is the same. Jimmy Butler escape is the same. SGA's escape is the same. All that stuff is all the same. So if you just put on your comfort pick, you'll be perfectly fine.
No,
But anyways,
¿cómo
y'all,
así?
that is my first build video of NBA 2K27. I am either making this build or my next video build for my first tall guard build. Honestly, I am leaning towards my next video's build because I think that height is the new meta height in NBA 2K27. Only time can tell, but the ratings on that build are insane. So make sure to go check it out. Click right here to watch that video and decide which is better for yourself.
¿Cómo?
Creating builds is expensive, and optimizing builds to their fullest potential can be time-consuming and challenging. So I'm here to give you 10 mistakes to avoid when creating your player on 2K27. Drop a like on the video for me, and let's get straight into it. The first tip is the new badge system in NBA 2K27 is pretty damn complex, and you're going to need to take a few minutes to actually learn how it works. There's a ton of new things to consider. Badge tokens, bonus badge slots, the fact that every build starts with 20 badges, but then you can earn more badge slots
es
to
verdad,
apply to
dale a
any
eso,
category that you choose. The fact that each badge has its own cost in terms of badge tokens, and then on top of all that, the synergy section down at the bottom with fuse badge and reaction badges, and the fact that fuse badges are not only your +1s and 2s, but they
Oye, Harley, vamos a
also
ver si es
give you
verdad que
a
la vuelta
refund
se
of the
hace en
badge
verdad,
tokens that
en
you
verdad.
put in those slots. And then to go along with the fuse badges, the reaction badges are tied to the fuse badges, giving you more +1s and +2s, but only certain badges can connect to other badges in the fuse slots. It's a whole lot going on. It would probably take me 15 minutes to explain, and I did drop an entire builder breakdown video that I will leave the link in the comments and at the end of the video, so I definitely recommend you go check that out to get a full explanation of the new badge system. But I do want to mention one of the most important things when it comes to making your build this year is making sure that you do understand this very complex, very confusing new badge system that you are going to need to understand to not butcher your builds. There's a whole lot of moving pieces, but if you watch my builder breakdown video, I think you will have a very good understanding of how it all connects and works together. But let's move on to the next tip. With pure green windows being smaller in NBA 2K27, it's going to be more important than ever to get the biggest green window jump shot for your specific build. And NBA 2K Lab has you covered. They have a bunch of free tools on their website, but what you're looking for is under the premium section, the custom jump shot database. This is an absolute cheat code every year on 2K. This database contains statistically tested jump shots for your specific build to not only find the biggest green win.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Swag back at it again with another bang. Today I have what all of y'all have been waiting for, man, the best power forward builds on 2K27. Now I will be showing you guys poppers and insides for playing 2s and 3s, as well as power forward builds for 5v5. So make sure you watch all the way through because the builder is very complex, and not skipping will give you the best understanding of why we're doing certain things in the builder. Now don't forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and turn on notice to not miss out on any future videos or streams. But without further ado, let's head straight to the build. As you can see right away, the 2K27 builder is very similar to 2K26. The wingspans are the same, the heights you can be at each position is the same, and I went back and copied attributes from 2K27 to 2K26, and it was exactly the same. So please don't believe all the fake news on Twitter of builds having way more attribute points and longer wingspans and how you can make insane demigods. That is not the case at all. But starting off with my first build, I want to show you guys it's a 6-7 park popper. Now this build and most of my power forward builds aren't going to have super high shooting. Usually later in the year when I have cap breakers and stuff, my builds will have like max midi and max 3 to get more badges, but this is specifically a version that has very high defense. As you can see, 85 interior, 90 steal, very high rebounding, 85 O board and 95 D board, as well as very high strength at 88. Now, although we talked about the attributes in the builder being pretty much exactly the same as 2K26, as you can see, I can make this the same exact build on 2K26 that I have on 2K27. However, the badge thresholds and requirements are different, which is why we have certain attributes at weird thresholds that really don't correlate with 2K26. Now, let me explain. Perfect example is the 95 defensive rebound that we have. Now in 2K26, 95 D-board would seem like a bad rating to get because you needed 96 for Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser, and 95 in specific didn't really give you anything. However, in 2K27, 95 D-board unlocks Gold Possession Closer, which is basically Rebound Chaser, but strictly for defensive rebounds. You might think a Gold badge is not that good this year, but in reality, it's the second highest badge tier you can get in the builder. What I mean by that is that you can no longer get Legend badges in the builder. As you can see, reaching 99 thresholds and 99 ratings only gets you Hall of Fame badges. The only way to get Legend badges is utilizing the Synergy badge slots, and we'll talk about that more in a little bit. But going back to this Park Popper build, we have the 75 dunk, which gives us bronze posterizer during decent dunk packages. Now that we know that we have to time every single dunk, even with X, I don't think it's smart to go super low dunking. Now for shooting, we went with 83 ball and 70 midi. 78 3 ball gives us that silver set and fire badge, which is basically set shot specialist, but only activates at the 3. There's a separate badge strictly for standstill middies. And 80 in specific gives us that bronze quick trigger, which is the new note dip badge. I don't really see much people using this badge, to be honest, especially not builds who don't have high shooting and not a lot of badge tokens to use, because jump shots in general felt super fast, and Mike already confirmed that no dipping with the quick trigger badge at a low tier will result in inconsistent timings and smaller green windows. Now, the defense of this build is a big part that I wanted to focus on, and I wanted to emphasize on early in the year to be able to lock down anybody and get a lot of stops. We went with 85 interior for silver wallop, which is one of the new badges, and Mike Wang also confirmed that if you have low interior, you will be getting fried by bigger builds in the inside, because as you guys have been seeing in the gameplay vids that dropped yesterday, inside scoring is very strong this year, and whether it's big centers, standing dunking, or slashers going for driving dunks, the higher interior would definitely help stop all that. Now for perimeter, we went with 85 to get silver seatbelt, which is a new badge, but it's basically on ball menace from last year. As you know, in Park, there's going to be many times where you have to guard the ball handler, so having that badge is very helpful. Moving on to steal, this is one of those ratings where it may look out of place because last year you either went 85 steal for gold interceptor, 91 steal for gold glove, or 94 steal for Hall of Fame interceptor. So why 90? Well, in 2K27, the requirement for gold interceptor is actually a 90 steal, so we wanted that right away to be able to play crazy lanes. And with 90, we have the capability to get 93 for gold glove in the future. Unfortunately, we no longer have the ability to get Hall of Fame interceptor. Last year it was 94, but this year it's all the way to a 97 to get Hall of Fame. So unfortunately, we can't cap breaker 90 to 97 on this build. But with future cap breakers, if you want, you can get that gold glove at 93. We also have an 84 block, which still gives us that silver paint patroller. Now, the main things with power forward build this year is strength. If you guys remember last year, you didn't really need any strength for power forward builds because it wasn't tied to rebounding at all. Maybe you would go strength to get brick wall, but even then, I know a lot of poppers last year who went with no strength and didn't notice any differences. However, we went with 88 strength because as you can see, it's a requirement for gold box out balls. And as a popper on the 2s and 3s, you're the main rebounder and need to be able to secure and hold box outs so you or your team can get the rebound. Now that pretty much covers why we went with specific ratings, but now it gets a little more complicated. For example, 85 all board is not a requirement for a specific badge. However, if I lower it by 1 to 84, you can see on the right that my rebounding badge tokens drop from 13 to 12. And these tokens is what is going to allow you to equip badges to your build. Just because it shows that we reached the requirements and we unlock all these badges on the right, doesn't mean we're going to have all these badges on our build. We only have the set amount of tokens per group, like per category: playmaking, finishing, shooting, defense, etc. And each badge varies on how much they cost. For example, Gold Area Wizard costs 4 tokens, but gold set and fire cost 5 tokens. So we initially went with only 70 MIDI on this build since we couldn't afford to get it to 75 for silver static MIDI. However, as you can see, if we raise our MIDI from a 70 to a 73, we don't reach any threshold for badges, but we do unlock an extra shooting badge token. As you can see, we went from 10 tokens to 11 shooting tokens. So now we have more tokens to utilize on shooting to equip more shooting badges. I know it's very confusing, but the main thing you want to take away is to not only reach the thresholds you want to unlock the badges you want, but also finessing those extra little attributes to get as many extra tokens as possible. So before finalizing a build, if you do have a couple extra attributes and you might as well be like, oh, I have nowhere to put this, let me just get, you know, one more agility or one more O board or something like that, you can potentially use those last little attributes to find something you can upgrade that will give you an extra badge token. Hopefully you guys understand everything I'm trying to say, and this is the build attribute wise, but now it's time to get to the main part of the build, the badge loadout. Let's get straight to it. One last thing I wanted to show you guys of how it's good to check upgrading random attributes to see if you can get more tokens is this instance right here. As you guys saw earlier, I just lowered my agility from 78 to 77, which allowed me to raise my MIDI to a 73, getting me an extra shooting token. As you can see, I'm still not a maxed out 99 overall. I can raise my MIDI to a 74, but that doesn't really give me anything. I can maybe raise my standing dunk by a couple ticks, but that doesn't really give me anything either. And then if you look close,
Here go! We're back, man. NBA 2K27, and y'all already know I cooked up the best lock build. Okay, you guys see it's already on the screen. It's already on the screen. Hey, yo, hey, listen. First and foremost, I'm gonna yap a lot this video. Try to take it in, man. Seriously, try to listen to everything I have. I wish I could be 6'7" with a 7'3" wingspan and a 91 MIDI, okay? That would be the hash lock of doom, but I got something really good for y'all, man, okay? I got something beautiful for y'all. With small, pure green windows returning to NBA 2K27, it is now more important. I'm excited. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of builds this year. Every single build that I make, I'm gonna drop for you guys. There's a lot that goes into the builder. The builder is very similar to last year and the year before, but with the new synergy category, it's a lot to take in, it's a lot to learn, and I feel like I have a really good consensus on how to pair badges and put badges and the badges, okay? At an 88 mid-range, you're gonna get silver Deadeye, silver quick trigger, which is like the new no dip badge. Okay, it's called quick trigger. You're gonna have essentially what it's like a standstill MIDI. You're gonna get that gold. You're gonna get a lot of shooting badges by going 88 mid-range. But the whole point, as you guys can see, the quick trigger, you need an 88 mid-range or an 88 three-pointer. Okay, obviously we cannot get an 88 three-pointer on this build, so we're gonna settle for the MIDI, okay, so that we can get this silver quick draw badge. For three-pointer, we're gonna go 83 three-pointer. All right, like I said, the builder is very similar. Jumping into defense, I mean, we're a lockdown at the end of the day. You see, I went ahead and put that thing on 99, baby, but nah, we're not going 99. We wouldn't be able to have attributes to put elsewhere. We're gonna go 94 perimeter, and for steal, max that. Nah, I'm just playing. Not 99. We're gonna go 94 steal. Interior defense, we're gonna go 60 interior defense. We're gonna go ahead and check out the physicals. You can get a max speed of 90 and a max agility of 86, okay? I don't think we need to jump off the rip and go max speed, okay? Again, we are 6'7". We do have a 7-foot wingspan, and man, we're gonna get into it, okay? So 86 agility. All right, I'm just looking through the badges. As you guys can see, we're gonna get silver ankle braces, which used to be in 2K. They re-added it back. Big W, gold challenger, gold glove, gold interceptor. We're going to get gold seatbelt, silver pick dodger. We got off-ball pest. Listen, the off-ball pest animations are super good this year. Let's jump into something else. No. We'll wait. This is just me fiddling around with the builder. All right. But like I said, we're going to go 94 perimeter. We're going to go 94 steel. I'm just checking out the badges. As you guys can see, you're going to need a 91 perimeter with an 86 agility to even get seatbelt on gold. All right, seatbelt is exactly what On Ball Menace was in 2K26. Okay, so in 2K27, instead of On Ball Menace, like you had in 2K26, it's called seatbelt. Buckle in, baby, because hey, pause. We're bumping you. Okay, we're riding. Never mind, bro. Anyhow, it's just like On Ball Menace. They just renamed the badge. It's beautiful, though. I love the name of it. I love that they're incorporating new badges, renaming some of the badges. It's a huge W from 2K. 94 perimeter, 94 steel, 86 agility. You see the badge tokens? That's what that is. So if you guys look in the bottom, you see you need a 60 steel for bronze interceptor, 77 steel for silver, 90 steel for gold, and then 97 steel for Hall of Fame. You see how it says 2, 4, 5, 6? Though you're gonna have to have 6 badge tokens to be able to even acquire this badge. And we'll get into it once we get past the builder screen, but there's a lot that goes into making a build this year. You guys aren't going to be able to just skim through the builder screenshot, put it on your build. You actually have to listen and to honestly figure this out. It's a lot, especially when we only have like 6 to 8 hours at community day. It's a lot to take in because there's so much news being thrown at you. So, but I think I have a really good idea. You guys won't be disappointed if you stick through the whole video and watch. Strength. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We're going 85 strength. We're going 85 strength. Strength matters this year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Strength. I'm so excited. Strength matters this year. Come back to this video. All right? I'm telling you now. Straight up. I'm telling you right now. Strength matters. We got Listen, we got seatbelt. All right? We got it on gold. We're going to be able to max +1 it in the fuse category. All right? Where the synergy is, you got fuse, we're putting it there. We're not going to have 99 perimeter off the rip. This is a day one build. So we're going to settle and go 94, set it up to eventually have cap breakers. There is cap breakers in the game. There's badge tokens, there's badge slots, there's extra badge tokens, there's extra badge slots. If you guys thought builds were insane in 2K26, the builds in 2K27 are about to be disgusting. Like, bro, I can only imagine in a couple of months what we're going to be able to cook up, what I'm going to be able to cook up. Builds are going to be insane, all right? There's just so much uniqueness that goes into the build of this year, man. It's actually insane. But as you guys can see, boost body up defense effectiveness, making it easier to clamp opponents and disrupt their drive path. Seatbelt, okay? Remember, I told you guys strength. Come back to this video. Play the game in a couple weeks, a month. Come back to this video and be like, damn, Bauer, you were right. Strength matters on a lot this year, okay? Strength matters on a lot of builds this year. And let me tell you why. We got Immovable Enforcer returning, okay? Immovable Enforcer is returning. Improves a defensive player's strength when defending ball handlers and finishers who are coming straight at them. I barely got this badge to pop up last year. It pops up all the time now. All right? All you need to get Immovable Enforcer on gold is an 84 perimeter with an 85 strength. I just told you guys we are going 85 strength on this 6'7" lockdown, okay? We're a small forward, we're 6'7", 100 max wingspan, 7-foot wingspan, 215 pounds, all right? 215 pounds, 85 strength, all right? Remember I told you guys strength is important? Let's look at one of the new badges that they brought back to 2K. I keep calling it new. It was previously a badge in 2K. I'm just so glad that they're bringing back badges that actually work. Let's talk about it real quick. Bruiser. Do you guys know what Bruiser is? Let's read the description. Drains energy from opponents when making physical contact. I mean, my goodness. My gracious. Thank you. Thank you, baby. We needed this. We needed this. Drains energy from opponents when making physical contact. To get it silver, you only need an 84 strength. To get it on gold, you need a 93 strength. We're not going to go 93 strength because we're going to have max plus ones and we're eventually going to have max plus twos. Eventually, you will be able to have this badge on Hall of Fame or even Legend. In a future build, I'm sure, with cap breakers and this and that, like, bro, we're eventually going to be able to have Bruiser on Legend. But for now, we're going to settle for silver and eventually get it to go gold or Hall of Fame. That's insane. All right? You got Seatbelt, Immovable Enforcer, and the biggest one of them all, Bruiser. Okay, so Seatbelt's popping up. The badge is igniting every time you bump them, and so is Bruiser. So you've got two badges. You've got two badges that are popping up when you're playing defense nonstop. All right, and then Immovable, which is just a cherry on top. All right? You're going to be able to play defense this year, and strength matters. Do not make, as of right now, do not make a lockdown with no strength. You're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. If you want to bump the ball handler, you got 3 badges to do it. Seatbelt, Immovable, and Bruiser. And the 2 biggest ones, man, are Seatbelt and Bruiser. All right, like I said, Immovable Enforcer is just the cherry on top. You're going to be able to play defense this year. You're going to be able to stonewall ball handlers. I'm ecstatic, bro. I am so happy to play lock this year, man. I literally cannot wait for day one. All right, so let's take these off the screen. Let's get back to the builder. Like I told you guys, I am going to talk a lot in this video, but it's because I want you guys to understand. This is going to be the first look at the builder, and I just want to make sure that I get everything out because I don't want to leave anything out. I don't want you guys to have several questions about the builder and badge. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to really get a good deep dive in explanation into everything that I've kind of gathered and figured out. That way you guys aren't left stuck. I don't want you guys to waste money. Listen, I'm not that YouTuber that's going to drop a bunch of builds and tell you this is the best, this is the best, this is the best. I'm not in this shit for money. Okay? I'm never going to gatekeep. I'm always going to give you guys the soup and what I'm running. That way you guys don't waste $100. I'm never going to just drop build after build after build after build and put no time into it. If I'm not gonna use it, I'm not gonna give it to you guys to use or put it out there for you guys to copy and paste and waste money. I'm never gonna be that person. You guys can always hold me true to that. I will never be that guy that just posts 1 million build videos and don't know nothing about the build. Okay, the builds that I post this year, I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna do my best to give you guys the best build, especially lockdown builds, so that you guys aren't wasting money or wasting your time. Okay, let's get right back into the builder. I know I'm talking a lot. As you guys can see, boom, we get Immovable Enforcer. Huge, bro. Huge. For the vertical, we're going to go 74 vert. Okay? As you guys can see in the physicals, I will tell you guys this. Immovable Enforcer is a defensive badge, just like Seatbelt. Bruiser is a physical badge, okay? So as you guys can see, you got Brick Wall.
What are you gonna do with the dunk, bro?
You got Bruiser. You got the new thing to go fast on offense and defense. Pogo Stiff, Slippery Off Ball, and then another badge that was previously in 2K is called Workhorse. So it's pretty much whenever there's a loose ball on the court, Workhorse, you're going to be able to get, like, if you you know how like in 2K26 you would pluck the ball or you blitz the ball, or if it wasn't a foul and the ball would fall on the ground, you go Workhorse is going to help you get to that over the offensive player. Okay, having Workhorse gold and above is going to be huge this year, man. As you guys can see, we could go 84 block, but this is a day one build. All right, so we're going to go 78 block. Damn. All right, we're going to have high flying denier on silver. You guys see that little badge with the wings on it? We're going to have Paint Patroller on bronze. That comes with the 60 interior. And then we're going to have Silver Pig Dodger. But don't worry, we're going to be able to max +1 a lot of these badges, all right? For the rebounding, I definitely wanted to go 70 O board, 70 O board, 55 D board. But like I said, it's a day one build, so we're just gonna settle for 55 D board. I'd rather have D board over O board, and we're gonna have the 30. Okay, so you gotta have a if you want a 55 D board, you gotta have a 30 O board. Okay. For drive and dunk, we're gonna go 76. We're gonna set this build up a little bit for cap breakers. Okay, like I said, it's a day one build. We're not going to be able to get everything all at once. So with that being said, finishing's gonna take a little hit on this build. And I will tell you guys this, I don't know if you guys know, but my build last year, my day one build last year, I didn't really go drive and dunk, I went stand and dunk. Okay, but you're going to have to time every dunk this year, whether you're holding X or you're using the analog stick. You cannot get away with 40 stand and dunk this year because the meter's gonna be like this. Okay, so you're gonna have to spend attribute points into finishing if you want to actually finish at the rim, whether that's a close shot or a driving layup or a driving dunk standing up. You're gonna have to time it. Like I said, we're going back to dunks here. If you're gonna dunk the ball, you need a high enough rating to have a big meter. Okay, so you're not just gonna be able to get away with a 40 stand and dunk and think you're just gonna stand under the paint and dunk the ball, because the meter's gonna be like this. Okay, but like I said, it's a day one build. I put a lot of time in community day at this build. I spent so much of my time on builds, man. Honestly, so much of my time. For pass act is a huge thing for me because we run a 5-out offense. I'm not just in the corner. I need to pass the ball to people who are open and get it back to my PG. We're going to go 70 pass act, okay? And the reason we're going to go 70 pass act is because you're going to get bronze break starter, which doesn't really mean anything. Bronze versatile visionary, but you're also going to get this silver dimer, which is huge. Last year, I'm pretty sure it was 71. This year, it's 70. 70 pass act. We're not going to worry about the ball handle too much or the speed with ball, just because, like I said, it's a day one build. This isn't 2K26 where we have 28 cap breakers, all right? So we're going to have to make what's best for day one. And this build right here, man, I don't know how this build gets any better. You guys will see as we're skimming through, but 70 pass act. Like I said, we're not going to worry about ball handle. We're not going to worry about speed with ball, okay? We're not worried about getting out there and being able to dribble. We're a lockdown defender, okay? We're there to bump up the guards, all right? We're not out there to dribble right now. It's day one, all right? It's day one. We're out there so the guards have no fun. No fun. I'm trying to cage. No fun, all right? That's what I'm out here to do with this build. I'm out here so ball handlers have no fun. That is my favorite thing to do, man. All right, so we got the 88 mid-range, we got the 83 three-pointer, we got the pass accuracy, we got the perimeter, we got the steal, we got the block, we got the vert, we got the strength. Okay, I don't think we need 90 speed to start the year off. All right, I'm about to you see me. I'm just dabbling around. I'm trying to see, you know, what can go up, what can go down, moving attributes, seeing what all I really need. As you guys see right here, I'm fiddling around. I'm trying to get this 70 board. You guys see at the bottom overall potential, we're already at a 98, okay? We're already at a 98. It's kind of crazy. So like you see, I'm just dabbling around. I'm trying to use the attribute points that I have to make the best overall build for day one. This build, you're going to be able to use this build in not only Pro-Am and Rec, but you're also going to be able to use this build in Park and any other game mode for that matter. I like to make builds that can be versatile and play in any game mode. I don't really like making builds just specifically for one game mode because it's a lot of money. Okay, so when I'm making a build, when I'm optimizing a build, when I'm labbing up a build, I try to do my best to make the build viable in every game mode. Okay, finishing on this build is definitely going to take a hit just because it's a day one build. And another thing, strength is just, like I said, strength is really important this year. You're going to want strength on your lockdown defender. If you don't put strength on your lockdown, I don't know what you're doing. I just told you 3 badges that are going to be so OD, man. You're going to see. When you make this build and you're guarded ball handlers, you're going to be like, holy shit. I'm so glad I listened to Bauer. I'm so glad I took the time to listen to the full video, even though it was long and he just talked his ass off. I'm trying to give it to you guys raw. Paul, that's kind of crazy. I'm being very honest with you, okay? I'm being very transparent. Like I said, Don't compare me to all these other dudes. I'm gonna keep it a jelly bean stack with y'all. I'm gonna be 100% authentic, and you guys aren't gonna waste money when you make a build that I post, okay? And you guys can hold me to that. You're never gonna make a build that I've uploaded and be like, damn, this build sucks. Bauer doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna give you guys the soup every single time because I'm gonna invest a lot of my time into creating it, giving you guys the best possible build. I know I've said that a million times. I just want to reiterate a lot of things because, like I said, there is a lot to learn. This probably is gonna be a long video. I'm going to include a couple clips that I got. I actually wasn't able to play a lot of like 1v1 until I didn't even know until I spent so much time in the builder that I didn't even realize I could play like 1v1 against someone else and get defensive clips. I tried to do it in Rucker Park and Play Now, but there was just a lot going on with that. It didn't really work out. And I didn't realize I could play 1v1 until compared to 2K26, because it's like, you make the build, you go into your my court, they're trying to talk to you, see you in the city, you know, whatever they said, bro. I don't know. I heard it literally a trillion times. The fact that they added the cap breaker screen, once you hit an overall potential at 99, in the builder, you are able to see your cap breakers. And we're going to go from a 76 driving dunk to an 87. That's huge. Like I said, the builder is very similar to the 2 previous years, and obviously you can see you can still manipulate the builder. I mean, you're using 5 cap breakers to go from a 76 driving dunk to an 87. Okay, and you're going to be able to do that with everything. I really set this build up nice. You're going to be able to cap breaker your perimeter, cap breaker your steal. There's so many things that you're going to be able to cap breaker. And as you can see, it just goes up. You know what I'm saying? Like, ball handle 60 plus 1 cap breaker, and it goes up to a, 1 cap breaker, and you're getting a +5. So that's literally insane. There you have it, the finished build. Position small forward, height 6'7", weight 215 pounds. Wingspan is 1 under max wingspan at a 7 foot. Again, whatever that little screenshot you guys seen of the 6'7", 230 pounds Kingslayer build, it had a 91 midi with a 95 agility. It was, more importantly, it was 6'7" was the height, and it had a 7'3" wingspan. You cannot have a 7'3" wingspan on a 6'7" this year. Like I said, that would have broke the internet if you could. All the wingspans and all that stayed the same. The max wingspan you can get on a 6'7" is 7'1" wingspan. Okay, but like I said, we went 1 under to get that 7 foot wingspan so that we could get the higher mid range, so that we could unlock a couple of shooting badges. All right, y'all ready? Are y'all ready to see the build name? Let's see. Oh my goodness, a 2-way mid-range bully. I think that name is so bro. A 2-way mid-range bully? My goodness, my gracious, a 2-way mid-range bully. I think that's one of the best archetype names for a lockdown defender. Like, a 2-way, a bully, like, it just fits so perfect.
The first thing I cooked up is a lockdown defender at community. So in this video, I'm gonna show you my lockdown with no weaknesses, which is hard to do in this video as well. But first, I'm gonna show you the 6'6". So let's get straight to it. Now, one of the first things I want to say about the builder overall, every build you can make on here, you can make on 26, bro. Just about. And I've tested this, and the cap breakers are the same, basically. Now, there may be slight changes, very minor changes with height and stuff and arm wingspan, but for the most part, you can make the exact same build on both, and the cap breakers are identical. I have confirmed this because I looked at just about every build I made, all 15 builds that I have, looked at their cap breakers on there, looked at it on 26. They the same cap breakers, but the main difference between the builds is that top right badge tokens and the requirements and the takeovers are different. So that's mainly what changed. So yes, you at home, once you know all these requirements, you can go make these builds yourself, and especially when the app dropping today anyway. Let's get into it though. All right, so I'm pausing and pushing through. Let's go. So first thing I did a 70 driving layup, bare minimum. It's a lock. This is a lockdown. We here to stop the football, here to press everybody, here to steal the ball. We're going drive and dunk 76. Now, why 76? Hold on, Joan. Why 76? Because we're going to cap break that eventually, but it's good enough to start the game with no caps. Everybody's gonna have no cap break. You don't need to contact dunk off rip as a lockdown, bro. You need to stand in that corner and be a good lockdown and catch and shoot the ball and be a good lock. You don't need to be running trying to do contact dunks day one and a lock with no, bro. Let the guards do that and get out their way. Let them ISO or zigzag speed, whatever they doing, get out their way. All right. You don't need a crazy high dunk off rip, but eventually you can get you a 87, as you see right there. Well, eventually with 5 cap breaks, get 87 driving dunk, which will allow you to be able to contact dunk. All right, lightly though. All right, standing dunk 35, post control 38. All right, at this point I'm at community day. I've already made it, so I'm trying to make sure I get everything correct for y'all. I took a picture of it on my phone of everything the right way. So these are the final stats right there for finishing. Shooting, we going all the way to 83. Okay. As you see right there, let's go back, Jones. Whoa, Jones. You move your, hold on, brother. So you're going to get arch, cadence. You're going to get dead eye, limitless range, quick trigger, and set and fire. Set and fire is catch and shoot, bro. Okay, they just changed the name. You know what limitless range is. You know what dead eye is. Quick trigger is no dip badge. Okay, that just makes you no dip faster. Arch, cadence is basically hitting threes while on the move, including pull-ups, hops, or spin jump. We ain't doing that anyway. You were a catch and shoot build. Okay, and we're gonna end up basically using synergy to make set and fire higher. But yeah, let's keep going though. All right, so we're gonna keep moving on. You know, Jones at community day, you know, I'm over setting everything up for y'all. Perimeter D going to 95. I already know top of the dome what it was. It's going to 95. And you see right there, let's go back once. At 95, we're going to get, hold on, let me pause the right time. We're gonna get Challenger Gold. So still going to 93. Now you see right there, 93 activates glove, gold glove. You see the difference between this year and last year is the badge requirements. Gold glove was 91 last year, right? Right, class? Now it's a 93. It's more. Now, is it going to be 3 attributes better than last? Is it going to be better than last year? We're going to have to find out in time. At the moment, I don't know, brother. I ain't going to lie. I don't know because I ain't played Park yet. All I've been, they threw me in the builder. And that's it. All right, so we got 95 perimeter. We got 93 still, bro. All right? That's what we got. That's a solid base for day one. That's solid for day one. I'm actually going to make this build myself. Okay, we got a solid base for day one. All right, so for block, we're going 78. Okay, 78 block. Go, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, 78 block. This stuff ain't popping up yet because I ain't put it up. But yeah, 65 interior gives you 5 interior D. Because once we add strength, we're gonna get post lockdown on bronze. See that? 65 post lock and post lockdown. Yes, we're gonna get on bronze. Why not? As a lock. Why not? Because they're gonna, you see how good slashing is. You're gonna have to get some kind of interior D presence going on. And the cap breaker is basically jump up 5 every time you upgrade interior D. It jumps up 5. It jumps up 5. All right. 95 perimeter. Okay, look at the requirements. I'm showing the requirements for everything. Seatbelt. Look at seatbelt. 91 perimeter D and 80 agility. Agility is tied with seatbelt. Look at Hall of Fame. You need at least an 86. So the bare slowest a lock can be is 86 agility. That's the slowest it can be and be decent. A movable, I don't know how good a movable is yet, but we will get it on bronze. You see, you need a 71 strength, 85 strength, 82, and 92. Is 92 worth it? We're going to have to find out later. We don't know what this immediate moment until 2K Labs start doing the test. And we find out which of these badges is worth it, which is wasting our time. Eventually, so we're going to find out which one is wasting time. Some of these going to end up wasting our time. Like ankle braces, how important is it? We're going to find out later. All right, so this is it for defense. I'm not touching anything else. You see, we got paint patroller. Why do I have 78 block? Because once vert hit, once I do the vert, we're going to get high flyer denier on silver. That's just because the vert. My bad. Yeah. Come on, Joe. Let's get into it. Lock in. My bad. I ain't had no sleep, man. Bear with me. 87 speed seems like the minimum you need because you get flash with 87 speed. And flash seems like it just speeds up movement without the ball while in transition, offense or defense. Seems like that's something we need, right? I mean, why wouldn't we get it? Why wouldn't we get it? All right, so we're going to do 89 agility. 89 agility makes some things go up. Hold on, Joe. You're moving too fast, brother. 89 agility makes it go to what? Bow. We get ankle braces gold. We get flash gold. We get kick dodge gold, seatbelt gold, slippery, and workhorse gold. All right? Now, I'm leaving the room for cap breakation, the study of cap break. If y'all don't know, it's cap breakology. Excuse me. Cap breakology is the study of cap break. Cap breakation is the action of applying cap breakers. So you see right here, we're gonna have cap breakation going from 89 to 92 if you want it. If you want it, all right? Later. It's if it's relevant to you. But yeah, right now we have gold, but I'm leaving room in case things change. Strength going to 71. 1. I thought I did 71. I did 71. We got bronze bruiser, immovable. I mean, bare minimum immovable. I mean, I don't know how efficient strength gonna be in this game. Could change depending on certain badges. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you a pretty well balanced lockdown build. Let's keep going, Jones. They getting antsy. All right, my bad. All right, we got workhorse gold. Historically, that's a good badge. Will it be a good badge in this one? Once again, we're gonna have to find out with time. And Vert is gonna send a lot of stuff up. You see right there, 75 Vert. Now we have the ability to do contact dunks after cap break Asian. We now have hot fly denier silver. We now have pogo stick silver. We now have posterizer bronze, but we'll go to what? Silver. Okay. We don't have possession closer though. We don't. That's a rebounding badge. So we're gonna go to rebound last. That's the last thing because we're gonna do playmaking first. You think we ain't gonna be able to pass? 65 seems like to be the bare minimum we need. Let's go back. 65. Like versatile, visionary, diamond break start at 65. That's the bare minimum we're gonna use. All right. If you wanna play lock, like a really high playmaking lock, that's good for you, but that ain't what we doing. Ball handle going to 71. And speed ball 75. Okay, you're gonna have lightning launch on silver with a decent ball handle. Not great, decent. Now, if you know people start finding SIGs at 70, good. Right now though, you just good enough. You are a lockdown, brother. You're not an all do it all. We gotta do it all build coming up, but it ain't this one. It ain't none of these in this video. These are specialty builds. All right, so next thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to rebound and we're gonna do 71 rebound. Okay, 71, and then sink snatcher pops up silver. I don't know what that means. I think that's rebound chasing because we got box out beast, excuse me, box out boss, which increased. I don't know why did they change the name. They just changed one name. Anyway, yeah, box out beast, boss, and now we have 71. Put the rest on offensive. We're now at 99. Now look at the top right for me. Everybody looking top right. That's 5 finishing. That ain't that good, but it's cool. It's because of cap breakation. Now, what I personally don't know, if I apply these cap breakers on drive and dunk, do I get more badge tokens? When I asked this at community day, I was told no. I'm just saying. When I asked this at community day, I was told no. Now, if something come out tomorrow that I didn't know, 12, that's good enough. All you need is set shot, and you need to go sit in the corner, brother. Playmaking 6, and then defense 15. You can earn more with build specialization. So you pick defense specialization, I think you get like 2 more and all that. I included that also. And I have a video of that too. That's in my second channel. And then we got a purple and non-physical badge upgrades. All right, so we're now done with the build, and I'm going to show you the build name. And the build name was the one in the beginning of the video, a pressure cooker, which last year this build was called a clamp thief, but this year it's called a pressure cooker. W or L name? WL name. Y'all let me know if you like the name pressure cooker. Now I'm gonna show you what it looks like on tokens. So if you were to put tokens on, this is kind of how it's gonna look day one. All right, it's gonna look something like this. So I got seatbelt, I got silver glove, and a bunch of bronzes, because this is just kind of how it works. This is literally how it works. When you're putting badges on, you only can do certain things until you get synergy. Wait, but at the moment, I don't think we're starting off with no synergy. At this point of the video, at this point of the year. So, yeah, this is kind of what your badges is going to look. Let me show you the 6-7 variant. Now, this lock is a 6-7 lock, and this is not as good as the first one. I think 6-6s just have a better set for beginners. 6-7s are good when you have cap breakers. 6-8s are good when you have cap break. I didn't bother even showing you the 6-8. 6-8 is too cap breaker reliant. We trying to make builds for day one people. So this is it. I'm just gonna show you what it is. 6-6. Some may like this more. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. So this is what we got for finishing. We got a 69 close shot, 70 driving layup. We got an 89 driving dunk, 39 standing, 41 close. All right, this is solid. It's a good little build. You know, you can contact dunk off rip if you really want to get antsy and test it out day one. All right, these are just day one builds, man. We got a 94 perimeter D at 90 still, because 90 gives you gold interceptor, and then gold glove is 93. Gold glove is. But block, you see right there, 84 block gives you paint patroller silver
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, your boy got to play 2K27 early. Huge shout out to 2K for flying me out to community day to play 2K27 early, man. Despite me having like a slow year last year, you know, we didn't put out our best work, but I'm hoping next year or this upcoming year is going to be way better than last. Also, shout out to 2K Labs for getting me this opportunity. You know, a big reason why I was invited, or the main reason I was invited, was because of my work on 2K Labs. So shout out to 2K Labs, man. I really do appreciate them boys a lot. But as you can see on the screen for my first build in 2K27, I'm going to be making a 6-7 demigod build. Now, huge shout out to Koza, because Koza was the one who was like, hey bro, you should make a 6-7. So shout out to my 2K Labs brother. Go show him some love and, you know, say subscribe to his channel. You know, he's a demon. But with that being said, man, I've done enough talking. Let's get straight into this build. Alright, so we're gonna have to do this video a little bit different. I'm recording this video after the fact, you know, this voiceover, so we're gonna have to pause the video and skip around to do this video breakdown. Now, you're gonna go 6'7", small forward, 196 pounds, with a 6'8" wingspan. Also, let me pause this real quick. A quick disclaimer, and you should take this advice when watching everybody's videos, everybody's early videos. This is like my first look at 2K27, so there's gonna be some stuff I figure out in a week. There's gonna be some stuff I figure out in a month, 2 months. So the first build is never gonna be like the greatest. So, and that goes for everybody. I just want y'all to know that. So definitely use this video as like an educational, you know, an educational type of video. Don't like immediately spend $100 on this build. Just use it as like reference, and, you know, maybe make something of your own, or wait until I got some more heat on the channel to copy, you feel me? But with that being said, this 6'7" is really low-key a demon. I won't lie. As you can see, I already have it maxed out in the video, but we have an 87 driving dunk, 71 driving layup, so the finishing is pretty decent. For your shooting, you have a 93 pointer and an 80 midi. This is going to give you some pretty decent shooting badges. If I could skip over to the shooting badges real quick. See, bro, I don't know what I was doing during this recording, so I don't even know if I hovered over the shooting badges, bro. I'm gonna have to figure out how to show you guys the shooting badges. But as you can see from the top right, this build has 16 shooting badges, and I'm pretty sure all the badges were gold or silver, which, you know, is pretty decent. And then for your playmaking, you have a 70 pass sack, 86 ball handle, and an 82 speed with ball. That's gonna give you some really good dribble moves, and you're gonna be very fast. You know, it's 82 speed with ball was the max speed with ball you can go, so you should be moving very fast with the ball. You're gonna see like my jump shot and everything, and all my dribble moves, and I'm gonna show you guys some gameplay. So, but now for my rebounding, I did 60 for a rebound chaser on bronze, and then for my defense, I did an 85 perimeter, 60 steal, and a 71 block with a 65 interior, which is not bad, honestly. I wish I upped the interior a little bit more, because the interior defense was really weird. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you don't have a high interior, people are gonna be making all type of contested layups. They're gonna be dunking around you. So this is like the one big regret on this build already, is I wish I went a higher interior. Maybe like a 75 or 80 would have done the job. But, you know, the perimeter felt pretty good. 85 perimeter did feel pretty solid. Over to your physicals, you have an 88 speed, 88 agility, and an 80 vertical. So this 6'7" is going to be extremely fast. You're going to be able to keep up with anybody on defense, and I'm assuming the off-ball offense is going to be pretty decent. Also keep in mind, this is my no cap breaker build, so as soon as I get a couple of cap breakers, the builds are going to be crazy. I mean, I'm looking at this build, and I don't even know what more I can do to make this build even better. I guarantee once I get cap breakers, this build is probably going to have a 96 midi as well, you feel me? So this is my no cap breaker first build, so please just keep that in mind. I do not want you guys to waste your money, you feel me? Like, I don't know how many YouTubers are going to have this long of a disclaimer, but I'm trying to help you, bruh. This build looks absolutely fire as a day one build, but hey, you always have the ability to make your own builds, you feel me? And as you can see, you have built the two-way slashing ISO sniper. That build sounds crazy, but here are some of the new badges. You got flash, speeds up movement without the ball while in transition or on offense or defense. Set and fire applies a shooting boost to standstill 3-point shots, and you got workhorse increases player speed and agility when chasing down loose balls. Pause. Hey, yo. Alright, because I love y'all boys, man, I'm gonna show y'all another build. Now, I had like 20 minutes left of community day, and I kind of made this build last minute, but it low-key looks better than my 6'7", You know, after looking back at all my clips and my gameplay, I was looking at this build. It's a 6'8", 192 pounds, 6'9" wingspan shooting guard. And I was looking at this build and it low-key looks fire, I ain't gonna lie. As you can see, you have a 90 driving dunk, which is more than the 6'7". You have a 93 midi and a 90 3-pointer, which is way more than the 6'7". You have an 86 ball handle, 80 speed with ball, 75 pass accuracy. You know, similar to the 6'7". You have really good rebounding, 85 perimeter, 74 block, and a 60 interior. Now, of course, I wish the interior was better, but it was very hard getting everything I wanted and also having a good interior. So that's definitely something I'm going to focus on when I get my hands on the game. But for your physicals, you have an 86 speed, agility, and an 80 vertical. So this build does look a lot better than the first one if you want to make this one instead. Honestly, I already talked to you about like the disclaimer on these builds. Use them as inspiration. You know, don't just trust my word 100% and put $100 on it. But I'm pretty sure I show some of the badges on this build. So let me skim through this and see if I hovered over the badges. Okay, for your physicals, you have silver flash, silver pick dodger, silver seatbelt, gold workhorse, which is pretty solid. For your shooting, you have gold deadeye, gold set and fire, arc cadence. Yo, I promise you I can read. Arc cadence on silver, quick trigger and limitless range on silver. And let me see if I can get the other ones. You have, for your defensive badges, you have pick dodger silver, challenger silver, and like I said before, seatbelt on silver, gold off-ball pest. And am I missing anything? I don't know if I'm missing anything. You have posterizer on silver, but those are all the badges. You also have like high flyer denier on bronze. I seen that right here, crasher on bronze. And those are all your badges. Pretty good badges all around. Two-way bucket chaser. Hey, another crazy name. Now it's time to go over my animations. Keep in mind, I am 100% gonna change these. Like, I don't know what animations are gonna get changed, but once I get my hands back on the game, I'm gonna make some adjustments. So just keep it in mind, this was like my first time playing the game. But these are the animations I was using. You know, D-line right go-to shot from last year. Normal 2 hop jumper was still pretty decent. And then here are all my dribble moves. Now, they did add a ton of dribble moves into the game. You could pause the video and take a look at what I got if you want to rock these on day 1. But bro, they added like hundreds of new animations, bro. Like, yeah, bro, it gets crazy. Yo, the dribble moves videos are gonna be like 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long. Like, look at all these new dribble moves.
After spending a good amount of time in a My Player Builder, I think I got a good understanding of how the builder actually is set up. Now, as a dunk, I went with an 87. You still get pro contact dunks off 2. You still get good dunk packages like LeBron James with combination of having a 40 standing dunk, which we have a 45. Now, when it comes to the standing dunk, a sweet spot to get to would be a 60, so you can get rise up on bronze. They did change the actual requirement for rise up on bronze, since all our badges go to only Hall of Fame in the actual builder. Some of the requirements for badges that we had before had to change, so some of them got lower and some of them got higher. And before I get too in depth about the build, I'm gonna end up talking about the badge tokens. When it comes to the badge tokens, based on your category that you upgraded the most, so since I have more shooting, I have a higher 3-pointer, better high ratings, I'm gonna have more badge tokens in my shooting. But since I have a decent drive and dunk, they're only gonna give me 9 badge tokens. And this is not a new concept. This is something that's been in the game before. If you play NBA 2K22 or NBA 2K23, all it is badge points, from having it a 22, 26, 26, and 26 to breaking it down even lower and nerfing it versus what it was years prior. Because back then you had to have a certain amount of badge points to end up putting that level of the badge. As you
nah, bro, I just waiting for the
badges. I will only be able to get Aerial Wizard on gold and Posterizer possibly on silver, which is the main 2 badges I'm gonna look for, and only get those 9 badges.
I think they're gonna be out like maybe on the 9 or something, maybe tomorrow. Nah,
I don't know if cap breakers are gonna give us that.
It's gonna be in the 9.
When it comes to putting 3 cap breakers or 2 cap breakers, from going from 9 to maybe 15 to 20 if I got a 93 driving dunk, as of adding badge tokens. But when it comes to the change of certain attributes, especially when it comes to like layup and things like that, to get certain badges, y'all remember layup mixer in 2K26 were 75 to get bronze. Now this year is 70, which is cool, but the thing is the layup rating does matter. You gotta get certain layup packages and things like that, but once you get close to that layup mixer on silver and you get close to the 83 or even 85 threshold, that meter is gonna be bigger than what you're gonna have at 70, which makes sense. But since we do have an 87 driving up with additional a few cap breakers, we can get it all the way to a 94. So you end up getting pro contact dunks off 1 and off 2, and you'll be able to get gold posterizer once you end up getting those cap breakers in the future for the build. But 87 is a good threshold to start with. Now when it comes to the shooting aspect for the build, 2K has did a nice change, and y'all have been asking for lately, is separating badges like Shifty Shooter, which was the badge that helped you do dribble pull-ups no matter if it was a three-pointer or mid-range. Now they separated. They have 2 different badges, especially when it comes to standstill shots and off the dribble shots. Now if you want to do fading mid-range shots, it will be Smooth Operator, but if you want to do fading 3-point shots, it will be Arcaded. Then if you want to take a set shot from the 3-point line, it will be Set Fire, and then if you want to do a set shot at the midi, it will be Static Midi. They made a nice little difference so it won't be like an overpower. People go high midi to get that set shot specialist on gold, or go 93 midi to get set shot specialist on Hall of Fame. Now you got to end up upgrading your 3-pointer to get set shot specialist, aka Set Fire, which you will have to have 89 to get gold Set Fire, and you got to have higher to end up getting Hall of Fame Set Fire. So if you want to think you're gonna come out with a high midi low 3-pointer build and try to finesse all the badges, it doesn't work like that this year. They actually separated them, which you can possibly do it. The only thing is you will have to max +1 and max +2 if you want to go with a lower 3-pointer to get that Set Fire from silver to Hall of Fame and gold, which you do have to have like a 78 3-pointer to unlock Set Fire, but you still have to hit the threshold requirements to get those takeover attribute abilities. So keep that in mind. Even though you want to try to finesse the system like that, you still have to think about your takeover abilities in the future. Now we have a 92 3-pointer on this build, and the reason I did a 92 3-pointer, we have majority gold shooting badges. Now once you do 3 cap breakers, or you want to end up maxing this out all the way to 95, you will be able to get all gold shooting badges, and the only badges that you're really missing is going to be limitless range and quick trigger. And if you don't know what quick trigger is, that's the badge to help you no dip. Now having it higher definitely will make you more effective when it comes to your no dip, and it will change the speed of your no dip as I end up having quick trigger on gold or Hall of Fame, or even
let's play, my nigga. I'm fucking boring, brother.
Like Smooth Operator. Smooth Operator is going to be the old Shifty Shooter for middies, and this is going to have to get that 87 threshold to get silver. 87 threshold for a midi, it can get the job done. Vamos a conectarnos, ven que estoy
just imagine with hot spots and things like that,
it'll be way better than what it is, and especially if you do go with a 93 mid-range.
Pero tú eres pájaro, Willy, ¿cómo así? Que heavy. Se escucha como yay.
Especially like I told you, the rating does matter as well. Which is why when I created this ISO lock type of build, I wanted to try to tweak it, but as of the time we had, and it was at the end, I ended up wanting to switch out a few things. Having a 92 3-pointer, keeping that, but also trying to get to a threshold of having an 87 mid-range off rip, and also having a 60 standing dunk for this build. And after playing around with the playmaking, I noticed a few things when they changed for the requirements when it comes to passing, things like that. You know you're gonna have Dimer on silver at like 70, but the thing is, there's really no crazy in between going from Dimer at 70 to all the way to Dimer Gold, because you need like an 86 or 85 pass accuracy to get Dimer Gold now. And then when it comes to like break start and things like that, usually people end up going with a 70, a 75, or
what kind of build is this one, bro?
At this point, it's between you go 70 or 77 or 80. Now, the reason going 77, you get break starter on silver. With having break starter and Dimer on silver, at that point,
ISO me gusta. You guys still got perimeter defense, dribbling, and shoot and dunk.
77 to 80 threshold is somewhat equivalent to the 76 in NBA 2K26. That's one thing I definitely noticed. Now, when it comes to the ball control is about the same,
está heavy, ¿verdad, Willy? ¿Qué es lo que tú dices?
The addition of new moves, you're gonna miss out on a few animations. Now, if you want to end up getting in depth with the animations for dribbling, that's when you have to go look with the animations that you want, and so you can correlate to the build that's on the screen. Now, when it comes with the speed with ball, I had to pay attention to this. This is something you want to really lock in with the speed with ball, because with speed with ball, you're gonna make sure that you definitely have an 86 speed with ball. 86 is going to be one of those ones, especially on a build like this, if you want to really be cooking up ISOing, it's going to be very important that you have an 86 speed with ball for lightning launches on go. But as the next badge, you're going to see pace. You need 2 more attributes right there to get 88. And 2K made these 2 builds correlate with each other. They actually are very important, to be honest. You will want to at least have both of these badges on the same level, or unless you're going to end up using your synergy to max +1 or max +2 it to be on the same level or above the level. Now look, with having those 2 badges, they made sure they correspond with each other. 86 speed ball is literally lightning launches on go. 88 is pace on go. 91 is Lightning Launches on Hall of Fame. 93 Speed with Ball is paced on Hall of
Claro
Fame.
vamos para Duque ya.
Speed with Ball, I feel like it's going to be even more effective how it was last year, especially on those smaller guards, like having those 91 Speed with Ball builds and 94 Speed with Ball builds. They're going to be way effective. You're going to see a big difference versus a 6'3" guard with a 94 Speed with Ball and whatever versus a 6'7" or 6'8" build that has like an 86 Speed with Ball, hopefully. But as of a 6'8" build with a 75 Speed with Ball, 80 is going to be that threshold that you got to try to push. I feel like 80 is literally the bare minimum that you want to go for. Like everybody and their mother was going for 75 Speed with Ball last year. 80 is one of those ones that you will want to go as a sweet spot, as the lowest, to be honest, if you're going to be a ball handler. So you can be able to max +1 and max +2. Lightning Launches and pace if they're both going to be on that 80 threshold, since they're both going to end up being silver. And before we move on to the defense, I just want to reiterate when it comes to the pass accuracy, 75 pass accuracy doesn't give you any badge. It's between you go 70, 77, or you go 80 if you want some type of decent passing for your build. Now as we end up getting into defense, you're going to see we have high perimeter on this build. I have a 92 perimeter on this build, which in the older 2K I will be able to have a 97 perimeter, but this one it maxes out as 93, which I told you was a difference when it comes to the max potential versus those two builders. With the builders being somewhat similar, I feel like you can still get the same aspect, as they did change the thresholds and requirements for certain badges. We still get Challenger on Go, and since there's no on-ball minutes as of the word on-ball minutes as a badge, Seatbelt is the new on-ball minutes. That's all it is. They changed the names for certain badges and they just separate them based on the category, especially when it comes to rebounding and when it comes to three-point shooting. But for defense, we have Challenger and Seatbelt on Go. We have ankle braces on silver, which is very important. I told y'all all this time, if y'all watch my breakdown, ankle braces is very important. You will get broke if you don't got high perimeter, or you don't got a decent perimeter, or you don't got ankle braces. 86 will be the bare minimum, I would say, so you will get at least silver ankle braces. But when it comes to like the steel, they changed the actual ratings for steel, because remember, you need a 67 steel for bronze glove last year. Now you need a 70, and last year for interceptor on silver you need a 73 steel. Now it is a 77, but the entry level for interceptor is still a 60. They didn't change that. But as of the other requirements, I feel like the cool little threshold to be between is 83 and 93, or 83, 90, and 93 are the thresholds that you will really want to mess with. 77 will be literally on the lower end, but 83 will get you both badges on silver for glove and interceptor. Once you get to 90, you will have interceptor on Go, and you'll end up having glove on silver, and at 93 you will get both badges.
Yo, mi gente, yo lo que vamos a hacer, yo me voy a poner un chin, en verdad, 2K26 a lo que sale la app para hacer los builds. Creo que va a salir en la noche, so que vamos a ver si bregamos esto a lo que la vuelta sale. Vamos a jugar un chin, en verdad. Tengo rato que no juego este juego. ¿Tú me agregaste ya, Willy? Vamos a ver qué lo que es. Vamos a ver qué lo que es. ¿Dónde que está la vuelta esta? ¿Qué es lo que me salió? 3000. Ah, ve. Bro, yo creo que yo me voy a hacer este build para la 2K27, bro. Miren eso, miren eso. Pueden ponerle más donqueo. Look how I shoot. Miren los dribbling. El ball handle está 93. 95. Tú estás loco. Mira, ve, 91. Y eso que yo no jugué mucho. Tiene pase. Se mueve rápido. Tú estás loco de todo. Fácilmente, no sé qué ver. Para vamos. Vamos aquí adentro primero. Para calentar un chin. Vamos a calentar un chin primero, que los canes que están. Ese me batch. ¿Quién? Pero yo le voy a meter durísimo. Vamos a darle durísimo a esta vuelta. Vamos a curar un chin, ¿qué lo que? What's up, man? What up, brother? What's good? ¿Dónde está Willy? Willy está activo, ella. Ande el diablo. ¿Qué es lo que le dimos? Vamos a esto, vamos a esto, vamos a esto. Tengo pila que no juego, así que... Yeah. I speak English, but necesito práctica, en verdad. I need practice or something. I gotta talk a lot. Willy está ahí, pero que Willy hi. Willy tiene que estar en... ¿Será que soy Easy Win? ¿Quién? El diablo. 7-4. Nigga say what? He's scary. Yeah. Up. Look at that steal. This is steal. This is steal. Diablo. Wait, tengo que comprarme un control nuevo también. I mean, I can speak English, but you know, like I said, I need practice. Yeah. Yeah. Diablo, es mío. I got it. Oh, Willy, okay. ¿Y cómo estás? Yo, ¿y todo lo español? Ándelo eso. Yo. Tú hablas español. Yeah. Damn. Fuck. Estoy usando traductor. Bro. I mean, I understand what you type, son, bro. Ah, pero es a mí que tú me estás poniendo. Bro, I was on high school like for almost 2 years, bro. I mean, like I say, I speak English, but not well. You know what I'm saying? Was in high school. I got it. Yeah. Ay, hombre, sí maduro de ellos, Yo. Bájate. No era a ti. Sí, no. Oh, shit, espera, estaba viendo y vaina. Ya, play English. Y I'm tired. Ah, porque tú hablas los dos idiomas, bro. You playing with me, dog. El diablo. You play on me, dog. Ah, pero que a nosotros nos falta un punto, Ay, bro. Corner. Yo tiré con el cuadrado, en verdad, a ver. Boss out. Este es el último Simpson ya. Para el suelo, cabrón. Clamps. Diablo. Ya. Vamos a ganar el juego. Y juega otro juego. Claro, yo juego Fortnite. Juego... ¿Qué es lo que yo juego? Juego Fortnite, basquetbol, carro. Damn. Forza. ¿Qué más yo juego, en verdad? Forza, yo juego de todo, en verdad. Ya, gánale. Ya. Yo juego de todo, bro. Yo juego Forza, carro, Fortnite. Are you playing? ¿Qué juego? ¿Qué es lo que tú juegas? A saber, porque nadie sabe. Si podemos jugar y de todo. Y Willy que no habla, ¿qué es lo que dice Willy? Willy. Oh, ¿y qué es lo que tú juegas? ¿Qué juego que tú juegas? Juega Fortnite. Ahí sí juega Fortnite, hagamos un equipo durísimo. Inglaterra. ¿Y cómo tú hablas español, bro? ¿Qué es lo que? ¿Cómo de Inglaterra? ¿Eh? ¿Qué ventana? Sí, está en pausa. Yep. ¿Se escucha, Willy? ¿Cómo que tú eres de Inglaterra y hablas español? Ese es Willy. Yeah. Son buenos ellos. Yo sabía que me iba a meter posar como quiera. Who say you trust, nigga? Era William, ¿verdad? Diablo, no la dio en medio. Baje, vamos. Y a diablo. ¿Qué haga el P. Willy? Oh, pues se le dio para abajo derechito, fue. Clamps. Yep. Yo trabajo de todo. Willy, tú no me has agregado en kick, Willy, ¿qué es lo que te pasa? Se trabaja, después jugamos. Diablo, bueno, ¿quién fue? Coño. ¿Sai? ¿Qué es lo que ellos dicen? Güey, ¿está que lo que? Bra. Hablo en serio. Diablo, qué lento para tirar. Diablo, perdimos este juego, loco, con estos nubes, loco. ¿Y quién es? ¿Eres tú? No, no es Willy. Ah, GG in the chat. For sure. For sure, bro. I mean, I'm working on the night, bro. In the night. In the morning, I'm playing on the night. Espérate. Okay. I will play every morning y en la noche trabajo. ¿Qué loco? Entonces, ¿cómo perdimos ese juego, loco? All right. Deja ver. Diablo, es que te va a salir. No, 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 no. Me voy a quedar con el mismo. Le damos para parque. Que aquí, si traigo un jugador rojo, no me deja encontrar a nadie. Ninguno. Dale a ver entonces, ya que tú estás ahí. Vamos a ver después de esta, porque es que si yo traigo un jugador rojo de una vez me sale que no se juega. Ese jugador que estaba ahí era el único morado. From DR, my boy. DR. Mira, vamos a ver si salen, gente. Ah, bueno, salió. No, pues estamos bien entonces. Ah, loco, yo tengo que tirarle a Carlos. ¿Quién es este? Oh. Oh, okay. Espera. ¿Mi qué? Mi España. What you mean? Español. Español o lo pana. Y ya, yo creo que era el mío, lo habían dado. Sure. Diablo, loco, este tiro no es lo mismo. Ah, esto era la O ahora. Diablo, tengo rato. Diablo. No, no, España no. Somos diablo. Hablamos español, pero no somos España, tío. Cambia, cambia. Coño, ¿qué lo que? Yeah. Jump, nigga. El diablo, loco. Ve, eso es lo que yo digo. Ve, este jugador mete pila, loco. Y no mete aquí. Pues quédate en la esquina. El rebote ni se mueve. Coño. Esta mierda, loco. Coño. Y como el rebote no está defendiendo a nadie, uno de ustedes tiene que estar solo. A ver, cojado. Coño, por fin, loco. ¿Y qué maldito tiro el diablo que tienen entonces estos jugadores? Y a diablo. Let's do it, let's do it. ¿Qué fue eso? A lo que estoy raro, loco. Yo estoy jugando malísimo. Mira eso. A lo que yo no le pongo un jugador mío tanto defensa, en verdad. Un ching. ¿Cómo que foul, loco? Mío, loco. Este juego está perdido de nuevo, mano. ¿Y qué? ¿Todavía está lagueado, Willy? Chacho, ya cuando está bien ya perdimos. El toto. Yo sé que es lo que falta. Espérate. No, espérate, que yo sé que es lo que falta para encender esta vuelta. ¿Cómo así una bolita? You mean? Espérate, que yo. Espérate, Willy. Déjame preparar esta vuelta y ponerle los drilling que tenía. Puyo. ¿Dónde está? Espérate. Hold on, just let me finish this. Vamos a ganar ahora. Y lo que depresión. Y que lo que was fucking. Oh. Pero se ve exótico. Y la otra copa. Pero se ve exótico y de todo. ¿No he entrado? Pues en el teléfono nada. Vamos a darle ahora. Yo no tengo Discord, ¿verdad? Yo tengo Discord, pero tengo que arreglarlo, en verdad. Ay, hold on, déjame guardar el vaina tuyo, el usuario. Te agrego ahora, déjame tenerlo ahí. Pop. ¿Cómo dice? Desde que me levanto pensando en la María, pues como tocó por mi vida, ni tocando si no sabía bien. I got this right here. Look. Ah. Café, vamos a ganar esto, ¿qué es lo que? Y ya, yo lo vi. Que alguien me va a devolver, tú estás loco. Sale, sale. Diablo. Diablo, qué lento hice maldita mierda esa. Ese es tuyo, tú eres que tiene que estar en baño, yo te ayudé. Qué lento. Y está contento. Pues loco, no podemos perder este maldito juego. Estos nubes, loco, con todos estos nubicitos, digo uno perdiendo, hija lo que era. Nigga fucking ass, bro. ¿Quién fue que cuitió? Un maldito punto, loco. Maldita loquera, loco. Y tiene takeover para tirar de ahí. Aquí, chamaquito, salgamos para abajo, espérate. Diablo, qué lento, loco. Ustedes saben, todo el mundo sabe que van para abajo. Eso vamos a coger un punto y yo. Lo que quieren es que uno baje. Déjame agregarte. A ver. No, en verdad, yo no se usa mucho eso. Yo te voy a poner el mío aquí. Espérate. Pero ahí es el mío ahí. Mordecai. ¿Qué diablo ese sí es grande? No, era eso es lo que yo digo, loco. Yo no le di a donkear. What this nigga talking to, my nigga? Hey.
I think it's selfish how you can't buy for that to me, bro. You saying it, glad, bro. Bring it on, bro. Put that shit, nigga. Put that fucking shit. Come on, we out. This nigga bullshit. I don't even know why they put this back up to 19, bro. 2K scrubs. Yeah, you know, for the fair.
Bro, you really do that shit? Mira cómo me tiró. Coño. Ya no sirven. Que no se lo da el maldito pilli de mierda, loco. Yo sí odio eso.
Hell, what the fuck? They ain't got no defense, bro. Hey, sucks. You're a patient guy. Pass the fucking top, nigga. I ain't better smash shit to me. Dumb shit, nigga. Pass the ball. I'm not that shit to me. I'm not getting some shit for faggot ass nigga. You're a bum. I'm gonna bring this back. I got us. Shit, that's it. I got us. Give me that shit.
Sí. Sí. Mira, es.
All good. That's bad chemistry. That's all. No, you need to be selfish in the bitch. That's all it is.
Se lo llevaron.
Got fried, nigga. Shut up. Nigga, fried your stupid ass. 1-1. Come on, somebody ass. Listen, you get fried 2 games in a row.
Por la mañana café, por la tarde ron.
Don't call nobody ass. Nigga gotta help you every game I play with your stupid ass.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, tengo que quitar la cámara. Tan tananan tananan tananan.
Get the ball!
Yo, check it.
I got baseline. I got baseline. I got your help. Hey, swing it.